ESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Stephen Ross is saying he hasn't had any conversations with John Harbaugh, and I'm saying he doesn't have to.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and if you love football, you're in the right place. ESPN 106.3 has it all. Tonight, it's the Fiesta Bowl as Miami battles Ole Miss with a trip to the College Football Championship on the line. Coverage begins at 7 on ESPN 106.3.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is so good to be back with you. Sorry for the hiatus. Sorry for the 20. But it's Theo Dorsey from Scottsdale, just hours out from the Miami Hurricanes taking on the Ole Miss Rebels in Glendale, Arizona, for not just the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, but in the college football playoff semifinals for a trip to Hard Rock Stadium to play in the national championship game against the winner of Oregon and Indiana. Yes, I have traversed the desert. I flew into Vegas. I drove all the way through the mountains and through the valleys and the sand and the dust and the cacti and honestly, it was a very scenic route all the way here to Arizona to watch this thing play out right in my face. C-Katt is on the other side of the world, on the other side of the states at the very least, and on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And Cat, man, I thought that I would get the whole show today, all 2 hours, to just talk Canes and Ole Miss and the intricacies of our run game versus their run defense and how confident I am in the ability for Ruben Bain. And then the Dolphins happened.
Yeah, and then we had some breaking news brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
The Miami Dolphins have fired Mike McDaniel. We learned this morning Mike McDaniel, who was hired in 2022, granted an extension in August of 2024, which has to be now, looking back on it, the most cursed offseason of extensions in the history of the Miami Dolphins, because it wasn't just Mike McDaniel who was extended that offseason. You got a Tyreek Hill extension. You got a Tua Tagovailoa extension. Dun. You got a Jalen Waddle extension. If the Giants would have actually pulled the trigger at the trade deadline and offered up enough to get Waddle from the Dolphins, we could be talking about all four guys who got major extensions from the Dolphins that season no longer being with the franchise. But at the very least, we know Mike McDaniel is on the outs. That is breaking news courtesy of St. Lucie Battery and Tire. And C-Katt, why now?
I mean, we know why now. We've got pretty much a 36-hour window of why now. It's got to be because the eligible bachelors on the head coaching market changed 2 days ago, right?
Man. If that's the case, then the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin, who entered the season on the hot seat, instead of him losing his job, he actually contributed to two coaches getting fired. Directly, too. Like, I'm not just talking about – and, this could be, if Tyler Loops makes the field goal, everything's different, yada, yada, whatever. Steelers get the win against the Ravens. Harbaugh loses his job. But it wasn't just the fact that Harbaugh was fired and Mike McDaniel was then fired because likely the Dolphins are going after Harbaugh. Let's not forget, the Dolphins were on a 4-game win streak earlier this season. I think it was week 15, they had an opportunity to beat the Steelers to improve it to a 5-game win streak and make it seem like at the very least they'd be playing a week 18 game to get into the playoffs, and Mike Tomlin and his Steelers beat the Dolphins soundly in that game. So if you think about it, in the past 3 or 4 weeks, Tomlin, the invincible, has outed two coaches.
Yeah, I forgot about that Monday Night Football game. You're exactly right. It is pretty crazy. And I see like the graphic of the uprights, and when Tyler Loop was going to kick that field goal with 2 seconds to go in regulation in Pittsburgh, in between the uprights was Mike Tomlin's fired. On the outside, you have John Harbaugh's fired. John Harbaugh's fired on the right side and left side. And now you can put under John Harbaugh's fired. Also, Mike McDaniel's fired.
And if the rest of the NFL ain't careful, it could be your coach as well, because what we do know is the eligibility of John Harbaugh has these owners and general managers acting out of line. And that if that's not the story of the Dolphins right now, I don't know what is. Stephen Ross had the conversation on Tuesday. Hired him on Thursday morning. What happened in between the conversation with McDaniel reportedly about the season and the firing of him now 48 hours later? There was only one major event. And because of this major event, C-Katt, we were scheduled to have Jonathan Zaslow, our guy, does a lot of national ESPN radio, Zaslow Show 2.0. We were scheduled to have him, the voice of Miami, on the show later on in the show today. But I think we got to go ahead and expedite this thing. Let's get Zaz on the line, dog.
Yeah, I'm bringing this phone up right now. He's going to join the show, and he's going to give us the pulse of, you might call today the most consequential day in South Florida sports in a long time.
Wow.
If you're combining forces of football, which is really the end-all, be-all, right, of the pro game, changing of the guard at head coach, in the college game, maybe bring the University of Miami back to the national championship game if they win tonight at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl in front of Theo Dorsey's eyes. This could be the most consequential day in
and C-Katt, the Miami Heat play at the Chicago Bulls tonight.
You know what's funny? Before I said that, I was in the route of looking up the Miami Heat schedule. I was like, wait, maybe they play? Maybe. Yeah. Hey, it's a rematch, isn't it? A tenfold rematch of the play-in tournament. They've got bad blood.
When the Heat and the Bulls play, you never know what to expect, but you generally can expect it to be in the play-in. It's either the season opener or the play-in, because they also seem to open the season at home against the Bulls pretty often.
And you got the Florida Panthers taking on the Montreal Canadiens at 7 o'clock on the road. This is the most consequential day in South Florida sports history. I'm saying it right now.
I can't think of a more consequential one. I mean, the one that you always harken back to, the low-hanging fruit, is the decision day when LeBron James chose to come to South Beach. He took his talents. That's always going to be up in the top 3 of every conversation when you talk about consequential days in South Florida sports history. But you're right, man. Like tonight, the Miami Hurricanes have the opportunity to do what many of people would have thought was unthinkable. And I mean, like, following that SMU loss, right? Like when they lost their second game and Carson Beck looked like a shell of what people wanted him to be for the Canes, and you started questioning again if Mario Cristobal had the right culture in place, if he was the right man for the job. Like, nobody at that point, you would have been out of your mind to say that Miami Hurricanes would be 2 wins away from a national championship at some point this season. But that's where they find themselves, and I can't wait for tonight's game. But you're right. Maybe even more consequential than that is that the Dolphins are now looking to change their culture. Did you see what Stephen Ross actually said in his statement following the firing of Mike McDaniel?
Brief me. Give me the rundown.
So it's not just that he feels like Mike McDaniel wasn't doing a solid enough job, and that's why I've been saying since this morning when it happened, this is a clear signaling from Stephen Ross that he wants to go out and get John Harbaugh, that he is going to go and try and get the big fish. And it's because if you have a conversation with a man on Tuesday morning and you talked about the season and his job that he's done, and then 2 days later you end up firing said guy, the same guy that told reporters the day before he'd be in on hiring his boss, it's because you want to make some kind of sweeping changes to your organization. And part of his message right here, and I'm reading this off of ESPN.com, he says, "I love Mike. I want to thank him for his hard work, commitment, and the energy he brought our organization. He's an incredibly creative football mind whose passion for the game and his players are evident every day. I wish him and his family the best moving forward." That's not the issue I was looking at. Here's the key point. and he said this before he talked about how much he's endeared to a guy like Mike McDaniel, who everybody loves. Stephen Ross, in his statement, after careful evaluation and extensive discussion since the season ended, I've made the decision that our organization is in need of comprehensive. Our organization is in need of change. I don't think that this firing by Stephen Ross is so the Dolphins could have a couple of more wins. I don't think this firing from Stephen Ross is because it was an insufficient offense ran by Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel was more so hamstrung by the roster he was given by Chris Grier, which is why I have a pretty strong amount of confidence that Mike McDaniel will go out and succeed somewhere else when he's not pigeonholed to a Tagovailoa-led offense with the pieces that Chris Grier also drafts. Stephen Ross is saying we need a culture change. We need a change of identity. And as he's in search for a new general manager, I think he wants to just clean slate entirely, let that general manager set the culture with a new head coach. And I think the head coach he has in mind, because imagine this, if you're Stephen Ross and you're interviewing with general managers right now, like what he was doing yesterday, you talk to McDaniel Tuesday, you're interviewing candidates to be the general manager, the leader of your franchise on Wednesday. I'm sure the questions you're asking them is, what is your vision for what you're going to have the Dolphins be in the future? How are you going to change the perspective that players, fans, and even internally players in the house think of this organization? And all of those GMs, C-Katt, had to speak on their vision and were pigeonholed by Mike McDaniel, right? Like, in essence, Stephen Ross was doing to McDaniel, to the GM candidates, the same thing that Chris Grier did to McDaniel. He had to, when Mike McDaniel took over this job in 2022, he had to do everything in his power to make the best out of a situation that involved Tua Tagovailoa. Stephen Ross was telling those GMs to do the same thing around Mike McDaniel, and it made it even easier for him to free himself from that ship when John Harbaugh became available. Because I guarantee you, there's 4 GM candidates that are published, that are public, an executive from the 49ers, an executive from the Chargers, an executive from the Packers, and then the interim Champ Kelly. I bet you all 4 of those dudes was like, hey, I know one thing that'll help.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Like, first step, your first 60 minutes in office, what are you going to do as the GM of the Miami Dolphins? And
that's all the candidates.
And the identity of the Miami Dolphins, really for a long time, is one word. You've heard it from sports fans, but more importantly, you've heard it from former players and even current players. They allude to it. It's softness, right? It's soft. And Mike McDaniel, the fact that he was able to handle Tua with kid gloves might sound good because you have an alignment between head coach and quarterback. When you see how Tua was talking about Brian Flores, well, you don't have to look far for the Miami Dolphins to see the type of culture that breeds winning and that undoes a lot of the damage done from living in paradise in South Florida. Because you look at the toughness of the team that shares your own stadium, you look at the toughness of the basketball team that shares your own city, and honestly, you look at the winning that's happening with the Florida Panthers about 30 minutes away. So it's not too hard to see one good step the Miami Dolphins can do in terms of fixing their culture and the comprehensive change that they need for their organization, and it begins with toughness.
Yeah, and it had to be done. That's the one thing I will say, too, is, again, I think that Mike McDaniel's a good coach. And like Stephen Ross said in his statement, I think he's a good football mind. This had to be done specifically because Harbaugh's available, but also because if you want a comprehensive change to your culture, if the general managers you're bringing in are trying to set the stage for that, why the hell would you waste everybody's time by forcing them to do it around Mike McDaniel? And I'm sure all 4 of those guys he's interviewing all had the opportunity to say, hey, no. Keep him. Keep Mike. I'd love to do it with him. No. I don't believe that they did that. And, again, I can't knock Stephen Ross and the Miami Dolphins organization for turning the page. I am curious, though, C-Katt, if Harbaugh didn't get fired by the Ravens, if Tyler Loop doesn't miss that field goal, does this Harbaugh is not available, there's a chance that Stephen Ross is cool with rolling it back with Mike McDaniel. And I don't know how that goes, There's a potential that he actually looks good without Tua because we haven't gotten a chance to see him with a full season without Tua. But there's also the potential that it would have been another wasted year for Dolphins fans. But they ripped the Band-Aid off, and I think everybody will be better for it, specifically because Stephen Ross said the magic words. He wants a comprehensive change to the culture. We're about to have a comprehensive change to the show right now, a jolt of energy, because we're bringing in off the top ropes the voice of the 305.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
Hey, you could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills offense keep up with the Dolphins offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Saslow is the voice of the 305. Presented by Anajar and Levine, Robin Hood, and Twin Peaks.
Who has it better than us? Nobody. Have you been working on his ass? Have you been working on your call?
I have not, because I'm not I don't believe that it's going to happen. It sounds like you think that the Dolphins are it sounds like you think the Dolphins have some kind of chance at John Harbaugh, and you're wrong. They got no chance.
Wow.
Why do you – hold on a second. Stephen Ross has a relationship with the Harbaugh family. We've seen a certain somebody who lives in Palm Beach County over at Mar-a-Lago stamp Mr. Harbaugh himself and say that he's a good man. He needs to be hired asaptually, who he'd be able to hang out with if he's the coach of the Miami Dolphins more often. I'm just saying, Zaz, there's a lot of stars aligning. I think John Harbaugh is your new head coach.
Wow. I mean, you're just straight up saying it flatly like that. What does John Harbaugh see about the Dolphins and say, yeah, you know, that's a good job. That's a great opportunity. Like, the Dolphins have nothing going for them. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a high draft pick. They have salary cap hell, and it's a franchise that has not won a playoff game in 25 years, and it's an owner who has had zero success in the NFL. And at 63 years, that's going to – like, John Harbaugh probably says to himself, what I take here, I plan on it being my last gig, all right? He's 63 years old, and all of that in front of him right there is like, yeah, you know what, Dolphins, I'm going to hitch my wagon to that. The only chance the Dolphins have at landing John Harbaugh, and I suppose this is a possibility, the only chance they have at landing John Harbaugh is if Stephen Ross, who is in his mid-80s and is worth more money than anybody anybody needs to have. You can't take your money with you when you move on to the next phase, wherever our soul goes. And there's no salary cap when it comes to coaches. The only way that the Dolphins can land John Harbaugh is if Stephen Ross says, you know what, like, the money's not important to me. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. I'm going to give him so much money, a ridiculous sum of money, that he's going to have to come and coach my football team. That's the only advantage that Stephen Ross has over teams.
Well, that's one of the advantages, but it goes twofold because as much as, men love money, they also love power. And if you're Stephen Ross, why wouldn't you hand over the power, the keys of your organization to somebody like John Harbaugh, who has proven to be able to do it at a level that'll bring Super Bowls, or at least a Super Bowl? I mean, he has a couple. I would say that it would be something that he should be Stephen Ross should be grateful to turn over the keys and a whole lot of money to a guy like John Harbaugh, especially as much money as he's printing out here with all of his buildings he's putting up.
Well, they're not going to wait for to hire a general manager for Harbaugh. Like, Harbaugh is not going to make a decision probably like in the next few days. No, he's going to wait most likely at least a little bit of time here, because what if one of these playoff teams, what if they wind up moving on from their current coach? Like, Harbaugh is going to have every opportunity to survey the entire field before he makes a decision. And the Miami Dolphins, I don't think they can afford to wait to hire a GM, because you don't want to strike out twice. If you wait on GM because you'd like to offer John Harbaugh personnel control here, Harbaugh decides to go somewhere else. And guess what? You also lost the general manager candidates. So they're going to hire a GM likely soon. And then that GM hopefully lines up with Harbaugh. But I already told you, I think the only way they wind up getting him is if it just offer him an exorbitant, a ridiculous sum of money. Otherwise, I don't think they have a shot.
They could always Bill Belichick him, though. Like, he can be the general manager / head coach. I mean, do you believe at least that Stephen Ross, who was put out there in reports via multiple reporters, do you believe Stephen Ross has had zero conversations with John Harbaugh or his representation?
Yeah, I think I believe the reports coming from really credible people that they haven't spoken to him yet, but there's always back channels. Like that's semantics. Like you could say that he hasn't spoken to John Harbaugh yet when, Stephen Ross's top guy, President, Tom Garfinkel, has actually spoken to Harbaugh, but hey, we haven't spoken to Harbaugh. Like it's all semantics, the way that you word those type of reports.
I do think that the firing of Harbaugh is what expedited the firing then of Mike McDaniel. And I
hope
think
not.
that at the very least, it seems that at the very least that he is going to be the top candidate for the Dolphins. Whether or not they get him is up to what Stephen Ross is able to do with his pocketbook. But if you think about it, on Monday, Mike McDaniel told reporters he was going to be involved in the interviews with general managers. Right or wrong, he said that. On Tuesday, McDaniel and Stephen Ross that morning meet about the success of the Dolphins in this season. He waits 48 hours to fire McDaniel until this morning, and the only big event that has happened since then was the firing of Harbaugh. How do I not just line up the dots here and say, hey, this guy who he has a relationship with, he likely would like to lead his franchise, is the reason why he fired Mike McDaniel, who he says he knows and loves and wishes the best for?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure. First of all, Dolphins are sloppy. That's how you get Mike McDaniel at the start of the week talking about how he's going to be part of the general manager search. Like, they're sloppy. So that's how that happens. But as far as the timing of it all, I do think it plays a role once, if Stephen Ross has that meeting a couple of days ago with Mike McDaniel, and by the way, I'm sure Stephen Ross has been thinking for the past, 2 months what he wants to do with Mike McDaniel. And if after the meeting on Tuesday, if he was wavering at all, like he really wasn't sure what to do, meaning he's at the very least thinking about firing Mike McDaniel, and then the John Harbaugh thing opens up, it's like, all right, you know what? That's going to push me over the edge. I've been thinking about firing Mike McDaniel, and if I do fire him, I can now go after a coach who I'd really like. So do I think that that's the reason McDaniel was fired? No. Do I think that maybe it could have tipped the scales in the direction of firing him when he was undecided? Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe like more of a straw on the camel's back. On the hot seat, clearly this was a decision that had been weighing on his mind. Here's my question for you, though. Do you think that Mike McDaniel actually had a success?
Theo, I lost you for a second there. Can you repeat it?
Was Mike McDaniel's 5 years with the Dolphins successful?
No. There's no. His number one job was obviously to prove that Tua Tagovailoa can be a franchise quarterback. And while he did solve that, then the next step needs to be, okay, now let's win. And the winning part, obviously the most important part, they didn't win a single playoff game. And by the way, which this part I don't think is Mike McDaniel's fault, but the quarterback is broken. All right. So you don't have a quarterback. Again, that part's not Mike McDaniel's fault, but you don't have a quarterback and you didn't win a single playoff game. How can anyone make the case that there was any remote type of success? No, it was a completely unsuccessful tenure.
And because the weird place I find myself, and you're right, because even McDaniel himself probably wouldn't look at his tenure with the Dolphins as successful. The weird place I find myself in is who in the world would have been successful with the tools they were given with the Dolphins that McDaniel had over the past 5 seasons anyway? Like, if we're
No, that could be true, but we can't do, all right, would he have been successful if he had this? Would he have been successful at this? I mean, maybe, but we could say that about any coach that winds up losing their job. We could say about any quarterback that winds up not having success. Well, if he had this and he had this and he had this, he could have been a good player. But all right, but he didn't have that. So we can only go with the evidence we have in front of us.
Last one on the Dolphins. I do want to get a little bit on the Miami Hurricanes before we get you out of here. Just who do you want as the head coach of the Dolphins? Who do you see that's available that you would love to see with a headset on it?
Oh, I mean, I would like it to be Harbaugh. You know, Stephen Ross is 0 for 4 now in hiring head coaches. And the common thread with those coaches is they are all first-year rookie head coaches. So that clearly does not work. He has not had success in finding the new, young, dynamic head coach. So you know what? Let's do something different. Let's hire a guy who has a record of success, who has shown that he is able to coach a team to a Super Bowl. So with that in mind, yeah, I'd like Harbaugh to be the guy. Again, he's not going to be, but I would like him to be the guy. Yes.
See, the more you do that, though, Zaz, the more it sounds like you're just a battered and abused fan who is trying to protect his own expectations. I do think from the outside looking in, there's a realistic shot that Harbaugh becomes the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and he gets to put his fingerprint on what the future of the Dolphins looks like. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that. Let's talk about those Canes, man. I'm out here in Scottsdale. I'm going to the game right after the show to watch the Miami Hurricanes potentially punch their ticket to play in their home stadium for a national championship. Just where are your vibes at right now between 1 and 10 when it comes to what's going to happen tonight on the field?
I'm really excited. You're in Glendale for Fiesta Bowl. I'm right now in Atlanta for the Peach Bowl. All right. We're doing college football campus tour, me and Amber Wilson, coming up this afternoon and also tomorrow. And then I'm going to the Peach Bowl tomorrow evening. So, no, I'm super excited. I'm going to work. I'm going to do the show. And then we're going to head downstairs. We're going to watch the game. I'm very, very excited. This is, we've literally never seen this from the Miami Hurricanes before. Yes, they've won 5 national championships, but it's a different route to get there. Like, you only had to play one game, a championship game. And this is playoffs. Like, we've never been in this scenario. So it's very, very, very exciting. I'll be nervous once the game starts, but super excited for it.
I think we just saw the one and only Amber Wilson in the background.
Yeah, you want her to peek her head in? Come on. There she is.
Is she available for a real – because you gave a solid take there. I want a real take on what y'all think is going to happen tonight, then at least in y'all's game in the Peach Bowl. Is she available, or is it just – are you hooked up to a microphone?
Do you think the Canes are going to win tonight?
Well, don't you have to wait on that? Isn't that one of the things everybody knows?
Just tell Theo if you think they're
theoretically speaking.
Theo, are you breaking your rule? Did you tell Theo?
No, I just said that I'm nervous and I'm excited. You tell him what you think. Oh, okay. There you go. She went to University of Miami Law. She's a UM grad. She went to law school there.
Both of y'all are so twisted. Both of y'all are Gators and Canes, and I can't tell which one y'all are going to support.
Theo, I appreciate it, man. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have a lot of fun at the game.
Just one last thing, man. You as a person who does this for a living, who goes out to these big games, and you see teams do these kind of things all the time. You're on the campus tour and whatnot. What do you expect from Canes fans here as they try and take in what is like right now? It's like we're in the midst of 20-plus years of is the U back? Now the U finally feels back. How do you think Cane fans are going to act if they actually pull this thing off tonight?
Oh, I'm sure they'll be extremely rational and really calm. How are they going to act? It's going to be cocky Canes fan if they win today, for the next 11 days until the national championship. It's going to be incredible. And they'll wind up packing that stadium as if it's a home game. It'll be an experience like none other. Like I really want it for the Hurricanes fan. It'll be something that we've never experienced before.
I know you got to ride out. Where can people find Zaslow Show 2.0, though, to get more of your South Florida sports takes?
Yeah, thanks, Theo. Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcast, just search it. Like, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell your mother I say hello. And, of course, every episode is presented by Anna Jar and Levine, Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Zaz, appreciate your time, Doc. We'll catch you through next week.
Thanks, Theo. See you guys. Have fun tonight.
If there's not an omen that the Canes are going to have a great day, this is one right here that is a great sign. It never rains. It never rains, I'm told, here in Glendale, Arizona. And for the past 2 days, since Miami has been in town, yeah, the skies have opened up a bit.
How about that?
It's raining a bit right now.
The Hurricanes truly have arrived.
It's a storm watch.
It's incredible.
Like it's happening. It's happening right now as we speak. So We're closing in on having an opportunity to see if the Canes can finish the job, but there's early little tea leaves of things in motion already. 888-760-3776. That's the way to jump in on the Baptist Health Hotline per usual. Right now we have Joe in West Palm Beach, and Joe wants to talk hardball to the Miami Dolphins. Joe, are you a believer? Do you think Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach of your Miami Dolphins?
There's no way Harbaugh's coming to the Dolphins. He's not coming to a team without a franchise quarterback and a $70 million cap hit from the mistakes of the last regime. He's looking to go somewhere established where he can start winning right away. He said he wants to wait till next week to make a decision. I think he's banking on Buffalo losing to Jacksonville and wants to go coach Josh Allen.
I would agree with you, and Joe, I appreciate your call. I agree with you that there's no way that the Dolphins are going to be John Harbaugh's first choice. He has better options. And Buffalo, if you lose McDermott, that is clearly a better option than the Miami Dolphins, because if you take the Dolphins job, you got to face Buffalo and New England twice a year, every year. But what I will say is never underestimate both the ego and the competitiveness of a coach who already has been to the mountaintop like John Harbaugh. We saw it with Jim. I mean, I know he had Herbert in place, but the Chargers were in cap hell when he stepped in there, and he totally revitalized that thing, and now he has them on the right track. We saw it in that same division, the AFC West, with Sean Payton, who he walked in there with no quarterback and in cap hell, and he's made something of them, and they're the number one seed in the AFC. I'm not saying Harbaugh is sitting down in front of a sheet of paper and he has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of all of the opportunities ahead of him, and he has the Dolphins ranked as his first option. He'll have better options. What I'm saying is he's the Dolphins' clear-cut number one choice. The piggy bank and delivers, because I do think that John Harbaugh could have success with the Miami Dolphins. I think he could set up a good culture, and I also would say that the Dolphins are a place where they are thirsting for a Harbaugh-like presence to come and take over and change the way about they do things. The question is whether or not they have the beans to be able to do so. They're going to have to tap into the Hurricanes NIL fund probably as well if they want to make that shake. But the Baptist Health Hotline, y'all know how to tap in on it. 888-760-3776, good people. 888-760-3776. That's the Baptist Health Hotline. And I want to welcome you to being treated like a pro, because with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, that's what they're here for. That's what they do for you. They treat you like the professional that you might not be. You might be an amateur. They're going to take care of you like a pro. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that is trusted by the pros you see on your TV screens. So get back to the life, the activities, the hobbies, the joy, the thrills, the getting up and getting down without pain and aches. Get back to all of those things that you love and learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. After a 7-10 season, after a failure to ever win a playoff game, Mike McDaniel is out as the Dolphins head coach. Who's next? Who's in? And why now? We continue to answer those questions. Plus, I have a bonus one for you. Who ends up with a playoff win first? The Miami Dolphins post Mike McDaniel, or Mike McDaniel wherever he takes his talents in the NFL, because he definitively is good, at the very least, at coaching offense. We'll see if he's able to get back on his feet. All of that and more as I'm live to you from Arizona ahead of the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Miami versus Ole Miss. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the number one selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Kevin McHale, tax partner in Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, recent changes to the Opportunity Zone capital gains deferral period, up and tax-free appreciation rules, new categories of qualifying funds, and revised criteria for the census tracts that qualify as opportunity zones. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help real estate professionals navigate through the new qualified opportunity zone rules so their investments align with their goals of maximizing deferrals, minimizing capital gains, and ensuring compliance with the updated legislation. If you're launching a new fund or restructuring existing investments, let Anshin strategically guide you through these changes and deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
As teams battle for a chance at the title, make sure your home is ready for every unforgettable moment. EDS Air Conditioning keeps your comfort championship caliber. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC unit. The heat belongs on the field, not inside your home. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been delivering national championship service since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and enjoy the run to a national title.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Kat, I just found out the same place I got my coffee from this morning is the place that the Ole Miss staff got their coffee from yesterday.
Oh,
so
why do you know that?
The barista said it.
But when you say just found out, like they didn't call you during the break and tell you that.
No. Well, no, my wife went and got the coffee.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. You thought I just ran and got the coffee in the break, or you thought they were like, hey?
I don't know. I assumed you got your own coffee, and everyone watching on YouTube saw you didn't leave your seat. So I forgot that you had an extra set of hands helping you out in Glendale right now. I was very confused by that.
That's okay, man. Hey, man, it's just, what I will say, though, is either they have extremely good taste, because this is great coffee. By the way, they have a Snickerdoodle coffee, which is what I have, a Snickerdoodle latte. I've been saying this since the beginning, like probably day one of Theoretically Speaking 2 years ago. More Snickerdoodle, please.
Yeah.
Just in general in life, like we need to have more Snickerdoodle cookie options available in grocery stores. We need to have more Snickerdoodle flavored things. Snickerdoodle is a extremely good flavor, but it's also extremely underutilized.
I agree with you. Sometimes it only comes out during the holidays when that is totally unfair to the quality that Snickerdoodle is. It just cinnamon and sugar?
I don't know. I've never – you know what, though, C-Katt? I don't want to know. Don't look it up. Yeah. I don't want to know what makes snickerdoodle because I feel like partially that'll ruin it for me. To me, it's snickerdoodle. That's what it is.
The good thing is you do know why your water finally is right in South Florida against all odds, right? You know the secret behind that.
South Florida, in fact, the state of Florida has some of the worst water in all of the nation. Look it up. Worst water by state. You're going to see Florida pop up on that list way quicker than you want to. You're actually going to be embarrassed by it. You're going to be like, dang it, this whole time I've been over here with this dirty, disgusting, stinking water. Well, here's the thing. I'm not doing that. In fact, since May, when I got the Culligan water system set up in my house, both a water softener and a reverse osmosis system, I am not getting it straight from the tap. I'm getting it straight through my Culligan system, and that is how you take care of yourself, your family, your friends, anybody that pulls up on your house. Don't give them that Florida water. Give them that Culligan water, and find out what's in your water today by going to Culligan.com. That's all you got to do. Culligan.com, you can find out exactly what's in your water. You can get that removed out of it. But that's just one step. There's another step, and that's the water softener. Think about all of the things you use water for in your house. Your shower, your hot water heater, anything that water touches. When those minerals that are in hard water continue to penetrate and continue to hit, it builds up. It builds up. It causes issues. Your washing machine. It causes issue with your clothes. You also have to use more detergent now to fight through those minerals to clean. So now when you're washing your dishes, anything you're doing with water, you're using more detergent, more soap, more chemicals to fight through the hard water. Instead, just get a water softener. In fact, Culligan is offering 12 months interest-free right now. All you got to do is go to Culligan.com and sign up, get yourself a new water system, tell them I sent you, or don't. But most importantly, just tell them, hey, Culligan, man, and go to Culligan.com. Kat, it is the big day. But beyond it being the big day, it's a big day for the good people that listen to Theoretically Speaking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for Canes Ole Miss. I'm also excited to see who walks away with $150 worth of Duffy's gift cards, Duffy's MVP cards, just because they are a fan of this show and they had the right mind in picking the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, we got a big giveaway coming up in about 30 minutes from now. During the happy hour with Espresso Mar-Tina, we will be fielding callers, and we will do a good old-fashioned, just like you remember growing up watching the television. We're doing a draft, and our callers will be able to draft 1 through 14. One caller will get one team. The second caller will get the next option. The teams that are in the NFL playoffs, if the team that you draft wins the Super Bowl, you win the $150 gift cards to Duffy's Sports Grill.
That's amazing. That is like, I don't know what the odds are on that, but pretty much all the teams have the even odds, and it's like plus 150, or what would you call it, to get $150 for free?
Well, wait, what do you mean?
Because if you pick a team to win the Super Bowl today, how much would you have to put on it to get $150 worth of Duffy's gift cards if they win it?
Well, I guess it would depend on the team, right? Because
that's what I'm saying. We're giving all the teams flat odds.
I see. Okay. Yes,
it was a roundabout way of saying this is great value to jump in on it right now and pick some of the favorites. I'm going to judge our fans. I'm going to judge you based on who you pick and in what order. Because if you pass up on some good value here to pick your favorite team, like if there's a Steelers fan that calls in at number 3 and picks Pittsburgh, I'm going to judge you for the rest of the year.
Yeah, we're going to have like the live audience. You know, the tradition is to always boo the commissioner. Yeah. And you're going to have Jets fans booing the Jets picks. You're going to have Patriots fans.
There won't be any Jets picks.
True. I'm trying to think of draft day traditions, and that always does happen.
Right.
But you're going to see that. I will be our bootleg Roger Goodell because we will have Cade helping me out, fielding your call, taking your name down, taking your contact info, and more importantly, taking the team that you select. He'll slide the paper over to me, and I will deliver it. With the third pick of the Duffy Sports Grill, Theoretically Speaking NFL Playoff Draft, which will get a shorter name in the next hour.
Jeez Louise.
Kyler in Glendale, Arizona, selects and then I'll tell you.
Kyler actually is available to make that call and try and pick a team because, well, he's more free these days. Not just because they didn't make the playoffs, because he's going to be a quarterback on the not a free agent, but he'll be available this offseason, which is very interesting.
Do the Arizona Cardinals, they make the phone call to John Harbaugh. Does John Harbaugh consider the Arizona Cardinals as his next spot right in your backyard right now?
I was about to say, like, when you think about Arizona and you think about the Dolphins, it's probably, I laughed it off at first, but it's probably actually a better job right now than Miami because you're not beholden to the quarterback. You're 1 year closer to being clear of the cap penalties that come with getting rid of Kyler Murray. You also have Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, Trey McBride. You also have a top pick in this next draft. I think they're picking number 3. You have no state income taxes, so that'll help you with free agency. I can't use the whole quality of living thing because if there's one market in the NFL that parallels the quality of living of Miami, it's going to be Glendale, Arizona. It's going to be Scottsdale in this area of Phoenix and whatnot. Like, it is beautiful out here.
Yeah, exactly. It is pretty close. And you think of the expectations in terms of your division, like in the NFC West, you have 3 big dogs right now. In the AFC East with the Dolphins, you have 2. Like, all right, you can be better than the Jets. But if you step into Arizona, it's going to be hard to be better than the Rams, better than the Seahawks, better than the 49ers. And maybe the Rams, they're on the tail end of this run that they're on, and they might be more gettable in the next 5 years than they were in their previous 5 years. But the NFC West does look more difficult, which is tough to manage your playoff expectations, but you have more of an excuse to maybe not be hitting the ground running and being a playoff team from year 1, 2, or 3.
See, now you have me – I'm in a pretzel right now. I'm in a literal pretzel because I wonder how much – especially elite level coaches like this who have a lot of options, I do wonder how much they consider competition within their own division. It feels like they don't based on the decisions we've seen people make. Like Sean Payton, Pete Carroll, and Jim Harbaugh signed up to be in the same division as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and look at where it got them.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. It's a different I think it's less maybe of a Wade impact than you see in college football. I think that it's a lot of what controls you is the conference that you're in.
And in college football, there's the pros and the cons to conferences because at the very least, like you want an SEC job because your budget will be bigger, but you also don't want an SEC job because you don't want to get beat up by Alabama and Tennessee and Auburn and year after year after year. So it's complex in college football, but I do think it's probably weighed more, whereas I think in the NFL, also if you think about it too in the NFL, there is a natural parity in the NFL that more than any other sport year over year, you just feel like anybody can compete. You can flip a team in a year or two way easier in the National Football League just by getting a franchise quarterback. Look at the Texans. Look at what you expect to see from the Titans. Look at the Broncos. Like, I don't know, man. If I'm Harbaugh today, that's something we need to discuss here today on Theoretically Speaking. If you're Harbaugh today, which job actually is the most appealing? The Giants are open. People are calling Jackson Dart a franchise quarterback. I'm not ready to say that yet, but at the very least, he's solid. Like, he's good. I don't know.
Taking over Fernando Mendoza as a presumptive number 1 overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft and collaborating with Tom Brady in Las Vegas might be an attractive option, but they were absolute dog crap last year. Like irredeemably bad, which a quarterback solves some issues. It's not a cure-all at the number 1 overall pick with Fernando Mendoza.
He'd have to flush it all out just like what Harbaugh, what his brother did with the Chargers. Because with Jim Harbaugh, he picked the Chargers because you had Herbert, and then you literally took everything and you just really did a full reset. This is a good conversation. There's no clear-cut favorite. In fact, the funny thing is, C-Katt, you want to know what the best available job that's actually open is?
What's that?
It's the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. Yes, and John Harbaugh is the best candidate.
Yeah, so maybe they just get back in a room and figure it out. But the best candidate and the best opening, they literally were just together a couple of days ago. The best candidate to help you, though, because you don't have to go on a coaching search or even a internet search to find where you should be hooked up with when it comes to air conditioning and plumbing. It is EDS. It is EDSisyes.com. That's the website. Log in today. Find those good people. They can help you with all of your needs. The weather does fluctuate a bit. Right now, it's cooler. It'll be warmer again soon. But at the very least, you know that if your system isn't functioning properly, you can get a whole new system at EDS. And right now, you can do so with 0% interest financing for 60 months. That's for qualified customers. Only way to know if you're qualified is go online right now, EDSisyes.com. You don't want to get blitzed by an AC surprise or a breakdown. You can get covered by a company that has been doing it since 2006. EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, since 2006, has been taking care of this area. Put EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing in your starting lineup today. EDS is yes. Visit EDSisyes.com. Flip your air conditioning unit. Get on the gold plan so they get 2 check-ins every year. If you have any plumbing issues, they can help with that too. They do it all. EDSisyes.com. Don't settle for a cut rate job. Get with the everyday savings of EDS. We're closing in on the Duffy's playoff draft. What have you gotten a name, C-Katt?
No,
I can't tease it.
I was going to get to the drawing board during this break to see exactly. Maybe we acronymize it. Acronymize? Yeah. We turn it into an acronym.
Thank you.
I can't even say the word acronym, let alone a version made up of it. So, yeah.
So we're going to find a good acronym or a way to promote this. But, again, it's a Duffy's, $150 worth of Duffy's gift cards on the line. You're drafting Super Bowl champion from this year out of the 14 teams that are available in any NFL playoffs. You're doing it in order. It's going to be a lot of fun. And don't forget, I will judge you if you pick the wrong team.
Yeah,
There's
we're
a
gonna
right
do
way about doing this.
The Theo Dorsey, you're going to give a instant draft grade. They do it in the NFL draft before you have any of these college prospects take a snap in the show. You're going to give instant bang. Oh, you picked the Broncos #1 overall? Are you just looking blindly at the seeds?
Ridiculous.
Instant draft grade.
I'll be giving instant draft grades when we do that. But we got more Theoretically Speaking until then, so stay tapped in, good people. I can't wait to help one of you get $150 to Duffy Sports Grill. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit BanyanOnline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Theo, and let's be real, moving sucks. Boxes, packing, all that stress, who's got time for it? That's why there's Safebound Moving and Storage, We handle everything. Whether you're moving local or long distance, we offer a headache-free experience, just the way moving should be. Get your free quote today at safeboundmoving.com, because every move should feel safe with Safebound.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121, or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, I was supposed to have a golf trip to Arizona in like 2 weeks. I don't know whatever happened to that. They haven't reached back to me. Maybe they found out what my handicap was.
Oh, no.
I just, haven't heard from them.
Whoa. They had a side group chat and said, who's this 561 number?
They're like, this is not going to work. But, you know, also that it's going to be the weekend of the national championship game, so I was not going to be able to go anyways. I found out.
Okay.
You would have been able to go, though, huh? If it wasn't for the national championship, your golf game is good enough to go on any guy's trip.
Put me in, coach. I'll be your proxy. I'll be representing the Dorsey establishment with my golf game, and it's getting better and better every single week, all thanks to the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. I go to Kaiser every single week. I meet with Coach Pete. We work inside and outside. Inside if I want video replay analysis of what my swing looks like, and it's cool because I get to see what it looked like when I started lessons at Kaiser in June versus what it looks like now in January. Completely different person, all thanks to the KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Plug it into your web browser. Get started now. It's the new year. We're done being bad at golf. We're done being frustrated and throwing your club because you're mad that you topped one off the tee box once again. Go to the best facilities, tools, and coaching in the area. It's right in West Palm Beach, right off the turnpike, right off of I-95. KaiserGolfCenter.com. It's on the beautiful flagship campus of Kaiser University, and they've got the driving range. They've got the massive chipping and putting green. You can work on your bunker game there as well. I went to the driving range last night, was just striping my 5-iron. I was feeling it, and I just took a moment, pause, and thought, thank goodness I got started at Kaiser.
C-Katt, the Miami Dolphins, they're saying, thank goodness we are moving forward without Mike McDaniel. At least the fan base has been saying that since the announcement. The 42-year-old Mike McDaniel was 35 and 33 with the Dolphins through 5 seasons. He now looks forward to see if he can get a new job elsewhere, as the Dolphins have been now the 8th team in the NFL to fire their coach. They are the 8th team. That means there is a quarter of the National Football League that is looking for a head football coach, a quarter of the league. C-Katt, there is a ranking list on CBS ranking the 8 NFL openings currently. I want to play a game with you here. If you can guess what number the Dolphins fall, 1 through 8, on this ranking of NFL head coach openings.
I'm prepared for this, and I want to hear what was provided online, because I'm honestly up in the air. I think you can rationalize this ranking any which way you want to, whether you prefer a clean slate, whether you prefer some tools, some baggage to build on that you saw promise in. Lay it on me.
All right, give me my numbers. Can you get the numbers, the number board ready? We'll start at 1.
Number 1.
The Baltimore Ravens. That was a given.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's easy.
That was a given. You got
Number
Lamar Jackson.
2.
The Atlanta Falcons. That's a little high.
That is a little high for a team that used both a first-round pick and a King's ransom for quarterbacks in the same offense, talking about Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr., and neither of which look like they're going to be in the long-term plan for the Falcons outside
and they
of
don't have a first. They don't have a first-round pick this year.
Exactly. Wow, Falcons up there, but you know what? Falcons tied atop the NFC South and just so happened didn't have a tiebreaker. So, maybe they're closer than we think. So that's number 2. And then
number 3.
Your second favorite team, New York Giants.
Okay.
So
All
both
right.
of your NFL – I didn't realize this until just now. Both of your NFL teams are coachless right now.
Yeah, and like my favorite college team, Penn State, just got a new coach. I am really breaking new ground on this era of football fandom. It's pretty ridiculous. Think about it. Like, James Franklin was there since just the turn of the decade, 2011, I think. Or no, excuse me, after that. It was like 2014. And now Harbaugh is, after 18 years, gone. So Giants were at number 3, right? So then that brings us to
number 4.
Watch out, Aaron Boone, the curse of the cat. The Tennessee Titans.
All right.
That's about right. I think the Titans should be above the Falcons, actually, though.
Yeah, they have more of the clean slate, but also a quarterback. Whereas the Falcons have, like, tools, not the quarterback. I feel like if you were to be given 3 awesome skill players, but not a quarterback, versus no awesome skill players and just a quarterback, you take the quarterback option, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. I would take the quarterback all day, every day, and the clean slate. Plus, the AFC South is still very winnable. I think the Falcons might be number 2 on this list because you look at that division as, okay, like all we got to do is be competent. I mean, they were bad this year, and they tied for first place. So that's a competition thing, I think. You want to go to the next one?
Number 5.
Las Vegas Raiders. That's another team I might put a little higher on this. I would rather be the Raiders head coach than the Falcons or the Giants right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of the stock for the Falcons being rising so high above both of those Titans-Raiders jobs is the division and the do you put stock in having Bijan Robinson as something to lure a coach? I don't think so. Like, he's awesome to watch. He gives you highlights, but it's like Saquon in New York. Like, it won't really result in much of a difference, wins and losses. Quarterbacks will.
And this is the thing. This is the reason why, again, as a Chiefs fan, we're picking number 9. Everybody's saying that we should get Jeremiah Love, running back from Notre Dame, in the draft at 9. Here's why I say you don't need to. Christian McCaffrey, like at his best, if Jeremiah Love becomes Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or any of these elite-level running backs, guess what? He's going to become available either via free agency or via trade at some point, and you get him then. And I think the Chiefs used that number 9 pick on a top prospect, like a real difference maker at a position that's more valuable, and then you go get Breece Hall or somebody like that in free agency. It's like running backs can be difference makers, but they also are very attainable. So Bijan Robinson should not have the Falcons at number 2.
Right. So read me off the list so far, and then we'll move on to the next.
We got number 1, your Ravens. Number 2, the Falcons. 3, the Giants. 4, the Titans. 5, the Raiders. And this is, again, according to CBS. According to CBS, the top open jobs for head coaches. And number 6, the Cleveland Browns.
How many are on this list? I forgot how many coaching jobs
There's
there
8.
are. Okay.
So we've now run off 6. The Dolphins have not come up yet. 8 coaching openings right now.
Ooh.
The 6th place is the Cleveland Browns. That means in a battle for last place, it is literally the 2 teams we discussed, the Cardinals and the Dolphins.
Yeah. This is a mixed – see, you know what? I think you now are splitting hairs and talking about the school systems and how they rate public schools in Florida, Arizona, and Cleveland. And that's now we start talking about quality of life because, as you mentioned, living in paradise, you can say that about South Florida. And you can definitely, depending on your preferences, can say that about Arizona. I don't think you can say that about Cleveland, Ohio. And it's a graveyard when it comes to winning. It's not like there's an abundance of success in both Arizona and Miami, but these are 3 pretty bad situations to be in. But I guess the Browns are the best of the crap, right?
What saves the Cleveland Browns is the past draft they had, Harold Fannin Jr., Quinshon Judkins, Carson Schlesinger. the multiple picks they have in the first round this year, and the fact that they have Myles Garrett under contract for a very long time. Like, that's what saves the Browns. Outside of that, I would much rather be in Arizona or Miami, but I'll save all of the anticipation. Here's number 7.
Number 7.
Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, my
goodness. That means
Number 8.
the Miami Dolphins.
The worst job opening. I knew it was bad here in South Florida when it came to pro football. I didn't think it was that bad.
All right, look. This is according to CBS Sports, but probably it's more commonplace for a lot of people to feel this way. And let me be the first and the last, hopefully, to tell you the Dolphins opening is better than the Browns.
All right, thank you.
Like, come on, like we're taking it too far. Like this has so much to do with the fact that Mike McDaniel couldn't find a way to win with Tua Tagovailoa. I think the next person that comes in and takes over in Miami, as long as they make the right hire, they will be able to have some kind of success. Not in the near future. It's going to take a few years. Like that's a tough division at the top, but it ain't this bad. The fact that we're ranking it 2 spots below the Cleveland Browns, that shows you just how horrible the perception of the Dolphins is. That's crazy.
Okay, so 25% of the NFL is looking for their next head coach, and the team that's drafting number 2 overall is not one of those teams with the New York Jets. If Woody Johnson here in Palm Beach reads the news, sees one of these teams is not like the others, sees the Jets so in desperate need of winning and how horrible they were last year, and finally comes to terms with maybe I should change the head coach position, where do the Jets lie on that list? Are they sinking to the bottom or replacing the Dolphins in that spot, or are they better than the Cardinals job, the Dolphins job, the Browns job?
To be honest with you, I think it's a better job than the Dolphins.
The Jets' job better than the Dolphins?
So here's why, though. The Jets, the one thing that is going to really cripple the opportunity that is the Dolphins' job right now is going to continue to go back to the fact that Tua Tagovailoa is tied to a $53 million contract next year as well. Like, the Jets at least have a blank canvas at QB. They have an opportunity to draft a QB at number 2 overall in the NFL draft this year, and they have multiple first-round draft picks because you got rid of Sauce Gardner. So there's hope. There's a canvas that's blank. The Dolphins are not a blank canvas. They are a canvas that is, like, bleak. It is full of a lot of crap and mess. It's like one of those canvases where you go to one of the rooms and you just throw paint at the wall. That's the Dolphins right now, and it is reconcilable. You can fix the Miami Dolphins, but I think looking at this list and seeing them 2 spots behind the Browns, I'm starting to realize why Dolphins fans have been calling in and saying, hell no, Harbaugh ain't coming here.
Wow.
They said we're not getting Harbaugh. We're not getting Harbaugh, and I don't blame them for being a little bit pessimistic.
Dolphins fans just kind of sell it a little bit, like please,
they've given up.
They are fed up and they're beaten, abused, and battered. Maybe just put on a smiling face and be like, "Hey, we'd be better with you."
Have some faith. Have some faith, dog. But you know what I do have faith in? I have faith that if those same Dolphins fans that are sad because of the dreary nature of their favorite NFL team, they can have those frowns turned upside down. If they dust off the boots, grab their hats, break out the denim, and enjoy country western night in Wellington, Florida. Yeah, that's right, Wellington International. We are having Saturday Night Lights at Winter Equestrian Festival, and this Saturday's theme is Country Western Night.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be during the $140,000 Palm Beach County Sports Commission Grand Prix. It's a fan favorite. Like I've always told y'all, if you have never experienced Wellington Equestrian Festival, Winter Equestrian Festival, the best way to experience it is at Wellington International on a Saturday night when general admission is free. And this Saturday, again, you can join in on the fun. You're part of the night because you can come dressed in your favorite country attire, and you can step in there and get some line dancing in. They are catering this show to the crowd. You're going to have the thrilling competition. You're going to have the music, the entertainment, the Western-inspired vibes. But most importantly, this one-of-a-kind experience is free for the whole family. I mean, C-Katt, It is entertainment right in our backyard that people can just roll up, park, and enjoy a show and be part of the show. How can you beat that?
You can't beat that. Everything in South Florida costs money except for that.
Exactly. I was about to say, like, you ain't getting that kind of free entertainment anywhere else. I can guarantee you that. Doors open at 6 p.m. on Saturday. General admission, again, is free. You can upgrade that, though. You can get something better if you want to. WellingtonInternational.com. Find all the information on this, WellingtonInternational.com. But, again, it is Country Western Night this Saturday. Pull up to Wellington International. Enjoy Winter Equestrian Festival at its highest. Enjoy some Country Western Night and dress up in your best cowboy fit. We are going to have the draft of Super Bowl potential champions and an opportunity for you to make some money on the other side. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's going to be the happy hour. We're bringing in Espresso Mar-Tina as well. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
As teams fight for their shot to hoist the trophy, make sure the only thing turning up the heat is the action on the field. Keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in the postseason, not in your living room. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8-star rating, EDS has been the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today. Stay cool through every playoff moment and don't sweat the small stuff.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with George Teixeira, partner and practice leader of Anshin's Financial Services Group.
When launching a private investment fund, proper structuring could mean the difference between high tax bills and smart tax savings. The new One Big Beautiful Bill Act permanently extends the 20% deduction on qualified business income, makes favorable changes to exclusions of gains of qualified small business stock, and brings back full expensing on capital investments. For fund managers, this means new opportunities to reduce taxable income and improve cash flow. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we specialize in building tax-efficient structures that help funds and their investors make the right decisions today for greater success tomorrow. If you are launching a fund in this new environment, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove services tailored for high-end homes, fine art, and designer furnishings. Our expert team ensures every piece is packed, transported, and placed with precision and care. If you're relocating a residence that deserves more than a basic move, schedule your private consultation today at safeboundluxury.com to experience the difference. This isn't just a move. This is the art of moving.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. We're back. We are undoubtedly back. Well, technically, I'm not back in West Palm. I'm out here in Glendale, Arizona for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl for the college football playoff semifinal. The Miami Hurricanes taking on Ole Miss, 1 win away from bringing it back to Hard Rock Stadium, 1 win away from punching their tickets to the national championship game for the first time in 23 years. In fact, 23 years ago, they technically won a national championship game against Ohio State until a referee stole it away from him because he was a hater. He was a hater. But no room for hate here because this is the happy hour of theoretically speaking. C-Katt's on the other side of the map on the 1s and 2s, and Tina is not here.
Yeah.
She's just absentina. Absentina.
Wow, that was good. Tina thought she had the segment off because we were going heavy NFL, and I said, no, we're going to get Theo's grades, and then we're going to get Tina's takes on our fans who call in and draft their NFL playoff team. We need more of a variety of voices on this specific draft.
Do you have a name for the draft, C-Katt? You were supposed to work on this 2 breaks ago.
How about this? The Duffy's draft.
So instead of working on it, you gave up. Is that
No. You're missing the double entendre there because Duffy has so many beers on draft that.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was a good save. All right, it's time now for the Duffy's draft. Tina, are you good? Is your mic working? Are you ready to rock?
I am ready to rock. I don't know how much feedback or tips or takes I have on who our callers are going to be drafting.
Oh, you'll have them.
But we'll figure it out.
No. You're gonna have them. You're ready to. Yeah.
Okay.
The hell you mean we're gonna figure it out? They're gonna figure out what you think of the teams. Like
Okay.
this is gonna happen. So Kat, how do we want to kick this thing off? First, we need to tell them the contest rules.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So here's how this works. You're going to call in right now, 888-760-3776. You're going to tell us your name. You're going to tell us what town you're calling from. And you're going to tell us what team you are drafting in the Duffy's draft. It has to be one of the 14 NFL teams in the playoffs. If someone before you already picked the team you want, you are some out of luck and you got to pick somebody else. We've got Cade manning the phones. You'll be speaking to him during the break. Once you give your pick to Cade, you get your phone number. We're going to hang up on you, and we're going to slide that piece of paper across the table to me. I will hit this button, and I will say, with the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever pick it is, of the Duffy's draft, Kyler in Glendale, Arizona selects, and then I'll say your team. It's as simple as that. 888-760-3776.
I love it. Do you like it, Tina?
I like it. I'm
All
ready.
Right, I'm getting my notes together so I can have the teams ready to slash out as people make their picks. 888-760-3776. It's the Duffy's draft, aptly named by C-Katt, and it's your opportunity to win $150. So this is the funny thing about this. Usually in the NFL, you have to do really, really bad for 18 weeks to get the first pick, like the Raiders did. All you got to do is be the first one to call in, and you might just be the first one to make your draft selection. 888-760-3776, $150 to Duffy's Sports Grill on the line. C-Katt, I don't want to give away anything because I was going to ask you and Tina who y'all would pick with y'all's first pick. But do you think that the bye, like having the bye, is going to influence our first 2 picks?
I think it has to, right?
Right.
Like, if you have the bye, you have to play one less game. You are at one less chance at risk from being eliminated for your chance at winning that Duffy's load of gift card money. I think the bye is very important here.
See, I think the bye is important, but what if you have a very strong inclination that a team can win? Like, what if you're like, yo, Josh Allen's the best quarterback, I got the Bills? Or what if you're like, Matthew Stafford is an MVP and he gets the Panthers in the first round? That's just like a bye. Like,
All right. I hate to interrupt this line of thought that we are going through, but I've just gotten word from the league office that with the first pick of the Duffy's draft, Larry from Boynton selects the Seattle Seahawks.
wow. Larry in Boynton is a genius. I have to give this grade a A+. Larry from Boynton is a guy that has always been well inclined. He's a ball knower, and what he did here was he went to his favorite sports gambling app and he saw who had the shortest odds to win it all, and he said, give me them, because the odds are flattened here in the Duffy's draft. I love what Larry did here, C-Katt.
Yeah, and I do got to give a PSA out to our callers. If you have not gotten through yet, don't worry. Just keep calling. We only have one phone, so we're getting through everybody. Stay on the line, keep calling in, and eventually we'll get to you if you're one of our first 14. Tina, what's your take on Larry and Boynton selecting the Seattle Seahawks with the first overall pick in the inaugural Duffy's draft?
I don't think I watched 1 second of the Seattle Seahawks all season. But I trust Larry in Boynton Beach in his pick.
Because what did he get you for Christmas?
He got me a bottle of tequila.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Also, I will say the Seahawks, though, they have the rowdiest home field advantage in all of the NFL. And that's not coming from me. That's coming from people that speak on this in a high level and people that have experienced that environment. They also have the bye. So, C-Katt, we talked about, are the bye weeks going to play into people's selections? Larry gets a free pass into the divisional round. But you know what Larry is stuck with?
What's
Playoff
that?
Sam Darnold.
Ooh.
So it's like...
Well, that brings us to, I've just got word, league office once again, the second pick.
I love this, by the way. We should do this every year.
With the second pick in the inaugural Duffy's draft. Winston in West Palm Beach, selects the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
The cutie patooties off the board, Tina.
Do you want me to go, Theo, or you?
Talk to me, yeah. How do you feel about Josh Allen getting picked this early?
I love this. I would agree with Winston. That's who I would pick. Josh Allen is having a great year. He got married. He also is pregnant, and he's expecting a baby. He is going to now also get another ring. So I agree with Winston.
So you can use that term like I'm pregnant if the woman that I impregnated is pregnant? Like I can
I
just
said
say
he's
that?
expecting.
I thought you said is pregnant.
He said he's pregnant.
Okay, sorry. He
Yeah,
is
no,
not
you
actually
can't.
pregnant.
No, I was gonna. No, that was an actual question in terms of how to use that.
Yeah,
because I've heard we're pregnant.
Theo, you could say like say like Theo and Ashley were expecting. You could say like that, or like if
Yeah.
you were, you could say that.
Yeah, I'm
like
pregnant.
someone could say, yeah.
If that moment ever comes, I don't know about Theo's life goals, plans, or whatever it is. I'm gonna say Theo is pregnant. As many chances as I can get.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah,
I'm
I
down
think
with
you
that.
could say that.
Is it stolen valor if I say I'm pregnant?
Like, we're equally shouldering the load here. Me
Okay,
and my
no, we're
wonderful
not
wife.
going to go that. We're not going to say that
Do
because
I get
that is
pregnant
not
privilege?
true.
You
No.
know,
You get
I
to
got real
park.
crazy
You get
for
to
a
park
sandwich
at the
right now.
front of like the grocery store lot. They've got those pregnancy
Yes,
parking
they
lots these
do.
days. And at airports, you can go in the
Expecting mothers?
or like the nursing pods that they have
Okay,
there.
yes.
Take a nap, even if you're not traveling with your wife.
This is going to be controversial, but I do have to give out my draft grade. And Winston, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm going to give you a D.
Oh my
on this.
goodness.
Oh
I'm
no!
gonna give you a D.
You just drafted Daniel Jones.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it feels like, right? Like Mitch Trubisky, you traded up for this one. Winston, here's the only thing I'll tell you. Number one, they have the shortest odds to win their opening. They are favored against the Jaguars, but they are on the road, and they have the shortest odds of anybody, or excuse me, the longest odds. It's the smallest spread of the weekend at -1.5 Buffalo. Plus, I don't have great faith that this is a great Bills team. It's a great quarterback, not a great team, and it's a coach on the hot seat. There's a good chance that they walk into Jacksonville, lose, and are hiring a head coach while our guy who got the first pick, Larry Boynton, is sticking around here because he got the bye, and he has a chance at the $150 to Duffy Sports Group.
So Seattle's off the board, Buffalo's off the board. And now, with the third pick in the 2026 inaugural Duffy's Draft, Paul in Royal Palm Beach, selects the New England Patriots.
Oh, man. Okay. Paul is a Patriots fan. That's the only way I could deduce this.
Really? But does he have the bye? No, they play the Chargers.
They don't have the bye, exactly. Now, the Chargers, if I'm going to call the Panthers a bye, I can't call the Chargers necessarily a bye, but it feels like if you're going to win a Super Bowl, the Chargers should not be a tough out for you. They were the last team in the AFC. The Patriots get to be at home up until they potentially play the Broncos. I just don't know if I would have taken the third pick and selected a quarterback who has never played playoff football in Drake May, a quarterback who's in his first full season of starting. The AFC's wide open. Also, the Patriots defense scares me a little bit. I'm gonna give this pick a C. I like them better than the Bills, but I don't like the value that Paul got them at. Tina, what do you think about the Patriots here at number 3 overall?
I like this because all season long on my social media feed has been all about Drake May's wife. Ann Michael May. She is a baker, and she is so loved on social media. Wow. She's so sweet, and I'm like, I'm a May family fan. Like, I like this.
That's until you're a first-round exit in the NFL playoff. We'll see those Yelp reviews go down. Like, yeah, I had stomach issues the day after I ate May's cookies or whatever it is.
That's the thing, too. Yeah, people
it's
love
fleeting.
you until they don't.
Yeah.
The Patriots have beaten how many teams over 500 this year? I think 3.
I thought it was
2.
1. It wasn't many.
I think it's 2. I think it was 2 wins against teams over 500 because it was the same amount of teams wins as that the Giants had, I believe. So I don't have great faith in what the Patriots are cooking up at this level. Like, they were a great regular season team. I think they're going to get bounced in the playoffs, if not in the first round because the Chargers are shorthanded in the second round. I don't like that pick, C-Katt.
All right,
sorry, Paul.
Whether or not you like it, that's the pick. The Seahawks are off the board. The Bills are off the board. The third pick just taken by Paul in Royal Palm Beach. The Patriots are off the board. We now go to the fourth pick in the inaugural Duffy's Draft. That brings us...
We have 10 more of these?
Well, not all today.
Brian in Stewart selects the Chicago Bears.
Gutsy pick right here, Brian. Gutsy pick right here. Brian, you're really going for it. I bet you Brian, who lives in Stewart, is from Chicago. I'm gonna put a guess out there on that.
You were just calling out biases here. What if these guys just have a hunch? What if they know ball?
Well, I do appreciate that people aren't going for the easy route and picking the Broncos who have the bye. The Broncos somehow still on the board despite they're already in the divisional round. Nobody really believes in Denver, and I think they're right about that. Okay. I don't believe in Denver. I do believe in the Bears. Their path to the Super Bowl is going to be a little tough. They have a divisional round game against the Packers. They're better than Green Bay, but Green Bay's favored on the road, which scares me a little bit. Then in the second round, you're going to have to face the Eagles or the 49ers, 2 teams with a lot of recent playoff success, specifically in the NFC. And if you get through that, then you likely have to play an NFC championship game on the road against the Seahawks. That is an extremely difficult task for a first-year head coach and for a quarterback going into his first postseason. It's gutsy. I think it's similar to the Patriots call. I'm going to give Brian a C on this one. Tina, how you feel about the Bears right here from Brian and Stewart?
I don't hate this. I don't love it. I'm, like, neutral.
Do you like matcha and wired earbuds like Caleb Williams?
Of course.
I do like matcha, a specific matcha. Vanilla bean.
Which specific matcha?
Vanilla bean matcha. And I get it from a specific place. That's the only one that I've, like, really loved, and I don't want to switch it up because I'm scared I'm going to try matcha and not like it from another spot.
Huh.
The
Wired
Monster does have a high level of volatility.
wired headphones. That's like, I don't hate that either. I lose my like Bluetooth ones all the time. So, and they always fall out of my ears. So, I'm neutral about this. It'd be great for, ESPN 1000, GKB. So, I'm cool with it.
I like the Bears pick. I don't like the value. That's the only reason why I gave it a C. The Bears pick is good. I think he waited to get it later. But I guess when you got your team, it's kind of like having your guy in a draft. Like, that's our guy. You got to go up and draft him. So maybe the Bears will work out for Brian.
Yeah, big game coming up on Saturday night on Amazon Prime against a division foe they split the season series with and needed an onside kick to do so. Very scary picking the Bears there at 4. Again, we are taking all 4 teams off the board. We are now to pick number 5. And with the 5th pick in the inaugural Duffy's Draft, Alex in Boynton selects the Los Angeles Rams.
See now, Alex, you're cooking something right here, Alex. You're cooking something right here, Alex. I don't know what it is yet. Yeah, we got to wait. But you're cooking with this pick, Alex. How in the world do the Patriots, Bills, and the Bears go over the Los Angeles Rams, who have an MVP quarterback, a top 7 or 8 defense, a Super Bowl winning head coach, and they get the Panthers in the first round? Like, what are we doing? What are we even talking about? I love this pick. This is not going to get an A+. You know what? Because of the value, Alex, I'm giving you an A+.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I would have done at this spot. If you are Alex and you're looking at the board and you see the Rams, there's one test that I'm nervous for. If the Rams get past the Panthers, which should be easy, the Rams have to face the Seahawks on the road. But guess what? That is a place that is not unfamiliar to the Rams because that is the divisional game. If you get past the Seahawks, I love the value in the Rams. And if you make it to the Super Bowl, there's nobody out of the AFC that I would pick over the Los Angeles Rams. Great value pick. Alex, you're a genius. Alex, like, you know what? Theoretically speaking, how about Alex theoretically speaking? You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
This is the most you
That's
ever
what I'm
praised a caller. How about that?
It's a great pick. It's a great pick.
Again, we
I love
are
drafts.
letting our fans, listeners, viewers, whoever you're consuming it, theoretically speaking, we called the phones and we are drafting teams in the playoffs. If you pick the correct team to win the Super Bowl in 2026, you will win $150 to Duffy's Sports Grill. The Rams were the 5th pick in the draft, and we will skip ahead to, well...
No Tina take there?
I don't know if I could add any more to what you said. You said he was a genius.
Yeah, in the
I
interest
was
of
going to say
time...
Sean McVay's hot,
There you go. There it is. We needed that.
Yeah.
We needed that.
Is he? He's hot?
Yeah, he's in like the top 5 hot coaches.
See,
Okay.
You're intrigued
Maybe
by that.
top 3.
Yeah,
Top
hot
3.
coaches. I mean, it's like...
What? Dave Canales gets in there sometime.
Going to make a very offensive joke about college campuses. We go to the 6th pick in the 2026 Duffy's Draft.
Gotta be the Broncos, right?
Wendy in Stewart selects the Green Bay Packers.
Wow, y'all. All right, at this point, we're starting to be disrespectful to the Broncos. I don't like them either.
Wow.
But I think this is disrespectful. You're picking a 7-seed Packers team. You're picking a 7 seed who has to go on the road against a divisional opponent. They're going to have to play road games all the way through the Super Bowl and then somehow, some way win the Super Bowl without Micah Parsons, without Tucker Kraft. Wendy, I appreciate your vigor. I appreciate probably your fandom because you seem like a go pack go kind of Wendy. I don't want to gender Wendy because I don't know. It's Wendy. Can I just assume?
It could be short for Wendell.
Or Wendy Yama or something. I don't know. Look here, Wendy. Bad pick. All right, not gonna pander to you. A lot of love. Bad pick. In fact, I would say this is the worst pick of the draft.
Whoa!
Wow.
I'm gonna give you an F. Wendy, this is not against you, Wendy. I want you to win $150 to Duffy Sports Grill just like everybody else has an opportunity to do so. But the Packers give you probably the least amount of chance to do so. They're shorthanded, and they're on the road all the way through the NFC playoffs. I'm sorry, Wendy.
Picks 1 through 6 go like this. The Seahawks, the Bills, the Patriots, the Bears, the Rams, and the Packers. And the 7th pick.
Come on, the Packers.
I'm kind of getting ready for my takes.
Can Tina give her take before you give
Tina take.
It's really quick.
Tina's 10-second take.
Matt LaFleur in my top 2 hottest coaches. I like cheese. I like IPA beers. So I'm a fan.
Do you like the cheese head hats?
Yes.
The cheese grater.
And then I
has
like the
better
cheese
vibe.
graters. Yes, like I like that there's the cheese and then the cheese graters.
You have to pick a side. You have to either like the cheese head or the cheese
It's
grater.
gonna be the
I'm a
cheese
grater
head.
guy.
I love cheese.
With the 7th pick in the 2026 Duffy's Draft, Rob in Palm Beach
Rob.
Gardens
Rob.
selects the Philadelphia Eagles. Those were actually Eagles fans that piped in and started booing the own pick of Rob.
My gosh, Rob. What are we doing, guys? All right, this is you're $150. The Duffy Sports Grill is on the line. All you got to do is pick the Super Bowl champion. And you guys are picking teams that are going to get bounced in the first or second round. Now, Rob, here's the one thing I'll give Rob. Because I believe we've spoken to Rob in Royal Palm before. He's an Eagles fan.
Palm Beach Gardens.
Or Palm Beach Gardens, excuse me. He's an Eagles fan, and they have an opening round matchup against the Niners. You're gonna know immediately in the wild card round what you have in this Eagles team based on what they do against the shorthanded Niners team at home. And at the very least, you have a good chance to get 2 home games maybe if the Packers upset the Bears. So I get it. But the fact that the Broncos haven't gotten picked yet, this is disrespectful.
Yeah,
now, right?
this is Theo is putting on his Mel Kiper hat on from the most recent NFL draft, and he is going to be coming back from break with more Shedeur Sanders promotion in form of Denver Broncos promotion because he can't believe that Tyler Shuck got drafted before Shedeur Sanders. It's getting ridiculous. Collusion. Can't believe it, but that's the fact. And then we will go to break, and we will give you the rest of these 7 picks in the inaugural Duffy's Draft. Drafting teams in the playoffs. If you pick the right team that wins the Super Bowl, you win $150 to Duffy's.
888-760-3776. Get in line. Get your picks in. We got 7 down, 7 to go. Eagles gets a B- draft grade for me. I give it a B- because at least you have a Super Bowl champion coach, quarterback, and team. And they're the reigning champs. To get the reigning champs at 7, I got to show some love. It's a solid pick. B-. Tina, a A+ pick will be if you have any car troubles, St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
A+++. Pick to take your vehicle to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, whether it is for batteries, for tires, for maintenance. Trust the experts at St. Lucie Battery and Tire to help out your car to keep you safe on the road. My maintenance light just turned on, so I got to get Sally Girl over there to get checked out. Go to slbt.com to find the closest location to you.
That is the way you do it. More Duffy's Draft on the other side. 7 picks to go. $150 in Duffy's MVP money on the line. That's C-Katt. That's Tina. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Safebound Moving and Storage is growing. We're looking for new movers and drivers who lead by example, show up ready, and take pride in their work. If you're dependable, willing to learn, and thrive in a fast-paced environment, you'll fit right in. This isn't just a job, it's a career. Do you have what it takes? If so, visit safeboundmoving.com to apply today. safeboundmoving.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Mike Rizzo here with the Sports Business Minute presented by the Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management Program. The National Basketball Association obviously has a big foothold overseas. There are a ton of fantastic international players within the NBA. And I think the NBA is trying to take advantage of that because the NBA is currently exploring the launch of a new professional men's league in Europe with FIBA. FIBA is the International Basketball Federation. Players like Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, some of the bright and rising stars in this league have played in FIBA. I think it's a good move by the NBA to get a foothold even more overseas. This is the Sports Business Minute presented by the Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management Program. Accelerate your career in sports with the program committed to developing top-notch executives and managers with a focus on the job placement for students and graduates. The Florida Atlantic MBA in Sport Management Program.
Experience the world's premier equestrian event right here in Wellington, Florida. The Winter Equestrian Festival brings together Olympic and world champion riders and horses from all around the globe for 13 weeks of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
That's right, we theoretically speaking, and we grooving in the happy hour. C-Katt on the other side of the map, Tina in the house, and it's your boy Theo Dorsey out here in Glendale, Arizona, ahead of the Fiesta Bowl. Go Canes, baby. Go Canes, go Canes. You know what? I hope the Canes are ready for a big football game tonight. I hope that they have the proper nutrition to get over the hump. And I bet you at least one of them dudes know a little something about Vitacost. Ain't that right, Tina?
I hope that they do. And if they don't, they need to visit Vitacost in their sport certified marketplace to start taking care of their body, whether it's for before the game or after the game for recovery. You need to prep your body for if you are doing a race or you go to the gym, or if you're just trying to better your nutrition. Vitacost and their sport certified marketplace is a awesome place to go. They have hydration packets. They have protein shakes. They have, if you're a runner, I loved using the gummies that I would take between my miles. They have everything. And you don't have to stick to just one brand. They have so many different options. And the best part, when you're checking out, use the code ESPN20 for 20% off your order at Vitacost.health. comp.
I like it. Matter of fact, I love it. You know what else I love?
This is fun.
$150 in gift cards worth to Duffy's Sports Grill. It is the Duffy's Draft. We are drafting NFL teams based on whether or not you think they could be the Super Bowl champion. The caller who picks the Super Bowl champion gets $150 to Duffy's Sports Grill. The Seahawks, the Bills, the Patriots, the Bears, the Rams, the Packers, and the Eagles are all off the board. I did the math, C-Katt.
Yeah.
Out of the 7 teams drafted, only 2 teams out of the AFC are drafted.
Whoa.
5 teams in the NFC were drafted, and only one of the 2 teams with a bye week were drafted. Also, Catman, we got the Packers and the Bears both off the boards, so somebody's going to lose that matchup. And we also don't have, most importantly, the Broncos picked. It gets interesting.
So that gets us to, with the 8th pick in the inaugural Duffy's Draft, Sergio in Port St. Lucie selects the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What the?
Wow.
Why? Why didn't he pick the Steelers?
What terminology is that?
The Steelers are playing the Texans, who are on the board still.
That's
the
true.
Texans are available. You could pick the team that is favored to win, not just the Super Bowl more so than the Steelers, but the game that the two are playing in. And instead, you're going with a 41-year-old quarterback and a head coach who was a field goal away from getting fired. That's who you want, Sergio? I'm trying to be – am I being kind enough here, Tina? Am I being too rude to our fans?
I don't know. You're just being honest. We want you to be honest.
All right, you're our draft analyst. You're giving the draft grades.
Yeah.
Like if in Harvard the professors were just too nice, then everyone would become a doctor, and we'd have really bad doctors.
I feel bad doing this. This is my second F grade of the show. If I'm going to give Wendy an F for picking the Packers at 6 overall, I have to be fair and give Sergio and Port St. Lucie an F for picking the Steelers. That defense is not that good. That offense is decrepit, and also they're going up against a team that is going to have Aaron Rodgers running for his life.
Well, we got to skip ahead because
My team.
with the 9th pick.
That's your team. I'm sorry.
Yeah, your team sucks, Tina.
Okay. They've surprised us all season, though. Like, that's all I was really going to say, was like they've surprised us.
Okay.
And I feel like you never just know.
With the 9th pick
But I know.
in the inaugural Duffy's Draft, Ryan in North Palm Beach selects the Denver Broncos.
Finally, 9th pick. Here's the thing. I don't like the Broncos. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl, but at the very least, I know they'll be in the second round. Ryan, you get an A for this pick.
Whoa.
You know what? It's an A because of value, though. At number 9, to get the team with a bye and the number 1 seed, you got to go with it. They have 12 come from behind wins this year. Maybe you get lucky.
Any notes, Tina?
This just feels like a safe pick.
Well, if that's a safe pick, what's this one? With the 10th pick in the inaugural Duffy's Draft, Chris Intacuesta, good friend of show, selects the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, hell no, man. Chris, you're better than this. Chris, you're better than this. This is a terrible pick, Chris. This is a panic pick. In fact, I know so because Chris told me he panicked on the phone with Kate. Chris, I'm sorry. I got to do this to you. You know what? I'll give you a D for this pick because I know you panicked on the clock. I'll also give you a D for this pick because there are worse teams on the board. It's not like you were like our guy Sergio and you picked the Steelers over the Broncos. The Broncos went. You went with the Chargers. I'll give you a D.
Speaking of, this is the 15-year anniversary or 14-year anniversary of the Tim Tebow 316 game where he and the Denver Broncos beat the Steelers on the first play of overtime.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
The Broncos are going to get the winner of the Steelers and the Texans, and if it's the Steelers, they'll do it again.
With the 11th pick of the Duffy's Draft, Cooper in Wellington selects H-Town, the Houston Texans.
Oh, my gosh. What a pick, Cooper. A++. The fact that the Texans lasted until 11, and Cooper got him there. They get the Steelers. That should be an easy win. The toughest test for them is going to be winning at Mile High, but they have a defense that travels. I expect them to get out of that game as well with a victory, and they're in the AFC Championship game. The offense needs some work. The pick is perfect. Good job, Cooper.
Tina.
Any notes, Tina?
10 seconds on the city of Houston.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to Texas next week, but not Houston. I'm going to Austin. So
Okay.
That's it.
If Houston was any good, he would have gone to Houston.
Yeah.
That's not fair. Shout out to the city. That was my Super Bowl pick, too.
With the 12th pick of the inaugural Duffy's Draft. If you pick the right team, you win $150 at Duffy Sports Grill. Ernie from Boynton selects the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, my God. F. You know what? If I got on the clock, first of all, there were other teams available. The Panthers are the worst team in the playoffs. So there's two other teams left. I know the other two teams aren't great picks, but I mean, hell. Oh my gosh. I'm actually looking at one of the teams, and it's actually Ernie. Is Ernie drunk? We're gonna have to test Ernie.
Ernie.
What kind of crackhead terminology is that?
What are you doing, Ernie?
He's got to pee in a cup.
Ernie does. He has to pee in a cup. The Panthers are 10-point dogs at home.
Ooh, man, Radley's not going to show up and show out.
No.
Or is it in Charlotte? Where are they?
Charlotte. It don't matter where they at in Carolina. It ain't gonna work out for them. Who's next? I'm sorry, Ernie. That was terrible. F.
With the second to last pick, the 13th pick in the Duffy's Draft, Joe in Jupiter selects the San Francisco 49ers.
Bro, what the hell are we doing? Joe, this is a great pick. This is not against you, Joe. I'm trying to figure out how the 49ers are the second to last team drafted in the Duffy's Draft. We're talking about Super Bowl potential winning teams, and we're talking about a coach who has been to 2 Super Bowls, a quarterback who's played in a Super Bowl, and a team that has been resilient. I know they're shorthanded. I know they got the Eagles on the road, but somebody picked the Panthers over them. Somebody picked Bryce Young, Dave Canales, and the Panthers. Maybe they were just ranking hot coaches or something like Tina was doing earlier.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan's in that top 2 of the hottest coaches for me. So.
Okay.
You've already put like 8 people in the top 2.
No. I said Sean McVay was in top 5. Matt LaFleur and Kyle Shanahan are in that top 2. Like maybe
Where's
tied.
Dave Canales fall? Do you even know who
I
that
can't even
is?
picture his face.
Oh, no. I remember Tina was on the air when Dave Canales was hired.
Wait, I think I remember him because he was in that like coach's photo, beginning of the season, whatever, and I was like, who is that hottie?
And that leaves...
That's an A, by the way, Joe. Not an A+, but an A.
Mr.'s Irrelevant, the 14th pick. Jason in Wellington had no choice in the matter. The only choice he had was to call into Theoretically Speaking, and he gets the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is that he got Brock Purdy. He got Brock Purdy.
He got Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, which is going to turn out pretty well for him. That's going to get him an extension. It could get him $150 at Duffy Sports Grill because the Jaguars have a legitimate chance to win the Super Bowl. They do have to play the Bills in the first round. I think that's probably what scared a lot of people off. But it didn't scare off Ernie that the Panthers are playing against the Rams. So I don't get it. I don't get it. I like that pick a lot. We got to go to break. Good luck to everybody except for Ernie, who picked the Panthers. I mean, you don't have a chance in hell of even getting past the first round. But we'll see who wins that thing. It'll be a lot of fun. More Theoretically Speaking right here on ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
As teams battle for a chance at the title, make sure your home is ready for every unforgettable moment. EDS Air Conditioning keeps your comfort championship caliber. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC unit. The heat belongs on the field, not inside your home. With more than 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS has been delivering national championship service since 2006. Visit EDSIsYes.com today and enjoy the run to a national title.
Don't fumble your finances. Whether you're running a business or running plays, Jay Zolo and Associates keeps your books tight in your stressed life. With nearly 30 years of experience, Jay Zolo is your go-to coach for QuickBooks, offering expert consulting, one-on-one training, and full-service bookkeeping. Jay Zolo and Associates, simplifying your books so you can win on and off the field. Visit jzolo.com today. That's JZOLLO.com.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
My leg! I am not angry. I am in pain. My leg!
Time now for an injury report.
My head and torso! Wow, that's crazy. They hit me everywhere except my legs!
Presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
My leg!
The Verbo Fiesta Bowl kicking off in about 3 hours. Miami v. Ole Miss, and Miami linebacker Malik Bryant has been ruled out of this one along with Dalen Upshaw, but a couple of players who are on the brink, questionable, and they will likely be playing tonight. Damari Brown, Cole McConthey in the backfield, and as well as up in the front, Ahmad Moten Sr. The Miami Hurricanes gearing up for a chance to win in the gearing up for a chance to play in the national championship in their backyard. That is your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care injury report. And remember, good people, with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, they want to welcome you to being treated like a pro, welcome you to pro-level orthopedic care. This is the place to go. If you have any sore joints, if you have any pains, if you have any aches, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care can be the place to help you out. From sports injuries to everyday pain, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. Get back to the life and the activities you love. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. And tonight, I get the Canes winning this one 23-13. Ole Miss has a high-octane offense, but Miami's defense will be all over.
I've got the Canes 20-10. Tina, you?
I've got Ole Miss.
Too late.
Go in love, go in peace, go in joy.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining built Ford tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford